So you guys want to run fast. This isn't a drill, this is how to do it properly. If you want to run fast, you want to start with the basics. So what you're going to learn today is how to come out of the 3-point stance properly. We're going to do it in sneakers, then we're going to do it in spikes, and then we're going to progress, and I'm going to show you how to do it in the blocks. You can't have a good block start without knowing how to push out properly out of 3-point stance, and it starts with the sneakers. The focus of today is going to be pushing off the back leg. Most of you guys don't push off the back leg properly, and without pushing off the back leg properly, you're not going to get the explosive start that you could get. You can't run as fast off of one leg, you can't jump as high off of one leg, so you got to get in the habit of using both legs and both feet when you push out. First things we want to do is measure where you're going to be standing. It's going to be different for everybody, so this isn't set in stone. Ultimately, you're going to find a position that's comfortable for you and it allows you to feel explosive when you come out of the movement. I take one foot, put it directly behind the line, and I put my knee directly behind that foot. All right? Now, we're not worried about this right leg, the front leg. We're just worried about the back leg. First thing we want to do is curl our toes under us, and we're going to sit back on it so that all of our force is on the ball of our foot. All right, so we're just going to sit comfortably on that, and then we're going to rock back forward. We don't want to lose this position here, because that's where all the energy is being applied, all right? And once you got that in place, you're still not worried about the right leg. You're going to stand up, and you're going to get a sensation of what it feels like to put all your force on that back leg, all right? We're not worried about the front leg. You're going to sit on down with it. The right leg is going to go more or less at the front of the knee. Might be a little ahead, might be a little behind. Everybody's going to be a little different. All right, now we're going to get into the set position, and once again, all we're focusing on is back leg. We want this to be loaded so that when we push, it doesn't slide. So that when we push, all the energy goes into the track and propels us forward. Just worried about the back leg. We're going to get in set position and get a sensation of where it is. Now, once you got that sensation, you're going to transfer some of the power onto your right leg. And you're going to push off of both legs. All right, so we went over how to come out of the 3-point stance in your sneakers, which is the hardest part. You want to keep working on that. It's not gonna, come overnight. You still might get some sliding off that back foot. You might, fall and have to catch yourself. And if that happens, that's okay. You got to keep working on it. Once you can push properly from your sneakers, you can progress and put the spikes on, and it gets a lot easier when you put the spikes on. I'm gonna put the foot there. I'm gonna put my knee right behind my foot. I'm gonna curl my toes under without losing this position here. Curl them under, so that when I move, I'm pushing off the ball of my foot. And I'm gonna put my foot forward. I'm gonna position this to where it's somewhere comfortable. And the same thing. When you get in the set position, we're focusing on this back leg, making sure it's loaded, and making sure that we feel that it's not going to budge when we go to push forward. So we get set. The focus and the energy is on this back foot. If I raise my foot, nothing should move. If someone comes behind you and moves your leg, it shouldn't move. It shouldn't be just dangling there. All right? We're going to get up. The hand is at the waist. We're transferring some of the energy back over to the right, and we're pushing off of both legs at the same time. This arm goes to the cheek. This arm swings back as powerful as it can. We did the sneakers and we did the spikes, and it got a lot easier when we went to spikes. And now it's going to get that much easier and that much more explosive, that much more powerful when we use the blocks. If you don't master the previous steps, you're not really going to get the blocks properly. If you have done it right, then this should come pretty easy, and you should really get a sensation of how it should feel. So same thing. We're going to put the blocks all the way back. foot. And we're going to put the knee. And we're going to position the back block so that it's more or less where your foot was when you were just out of 3-point stance. Alright, so that's where it is. We're going to have to move it back just a little bit so that it matches up with the toe there. Alright, now before we actually get in them, you just want to put that back leg in and see if you have the proper sensation, the same sensation we had earlier. So we're just going to put this back leg in. These are angles that you're going to slowly adjust as you get better with this. So the way it is right now isn't necessarily the way it's going to be on your track meet. You and your coach can go, adjusting and fine-tuning these things. All right, so now my front foot is about where it was when I was in the 3-point stance. And the same thing. I want all my energy to be on the back foot. I want it to be loaded, and I want that heel to be hanging off so I get that spring effect off of it. And in the set position, the focus is on the back foot and hanging the heel off. On the back foot. This is what it should not look like. This back foot should not be like this with a gap in between the pad and your foot. All right? That's just gonna be a wasted movement. Whereas if you're doing this and I'm next to you and I have it properly loaded, when the gun goes, I'm gonna push and I'm instantly gonna move forward, where you're gonna go back, get the power, and then go forward. So it's one step that we're taking away, all right? So when you get in that position, the focus is this. Everything's loaded, and you're especially feeling it on the ball of your foot hanging off the block. Everything's on the back foot. I'm not feeling too much on this right foot. Off the back foot. And from this position, same as before. Your right hand is going to go to the cheek. The left hand is going to swing back as powerfully as it can. The knee is going to come forward as powerfully as it can. All right. That's the basics. It's not going to come overnight. In the future, we'll upload more videos to focus on, all the minor details. But for the most part, just remember, we want to get the sensation of pushing off the back leg so that when we go to use the blocks, we can start to recruit from both sides of the body, not just the front side. Good luck.